too much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with Twodopedudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Dave.
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing well. We just had the Go Cup yesterday and it was fun. Yeah, I got an award. I got second place in the procut.
Boom!
Yeah.
Fire!
Yeah. It was cool. I'm for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything and I got second place and it was really cool. I'm for it.
You know, let me tell you what. You've been doing really good
Thanks.
lately.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not first place, but first place must have killed.
Rochelle.
Way to slay.
Way to slay it, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super proud of her. And yeah, she absolutely killed it. And I called it on the other podcast months ago that she was going to win.
Fire.
So, you know.
Hell yeah. That's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really proud of her. Yeah. Co-founder of the Fox Valley Growers Club. So we took first and second for Fox Valley Growers Club in the procut. So, you know, come check us out at one of the events, please.
Yeah. Did I tell you I got my buddies trying to go?
Yeah.
When's the next event?
Something's coming soon.
All right.
Something's coming soon. I'm working on something. I have a date and a place locked in. I just have to do logistics.
Stay posted.
Stay posted. Hell yeah. So, yeah, dude. So we had Go Cup yesterday. Came in second. Shout out to guys like Pete from Heisenturp Brothers, Chris from Crop Culture, D. Lasher from I Smell Smoke. Yeah. They all won. They all placed in their categories.
Awesome.
Some of the other homies, Daily Homegrown was there. He placed in the Procut. These are all homies in the chat. Kind Bud, Snake Nuds.
Hell yeah.
Spaceman Grown. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got to hang out with Michael Lasley and Jason Brown of Illinois News Joint.
Fire.
Gave them some dabs of the Burnout.
Fire.
Yeah. It was super fun.
Super
Yeah,
cool.
it was super fun. If you weren't there, then you missed out for sure. Second annual Go Cup.
Boom.
Boom. Yeah.
And second place.
Second place, Fox Valley Growers Club.
Bang.
How was your week?
I didn't win any awards, but yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
I mean, that's the first award I've won other than some like bullshit work award where they're like, you've worked the most hours. You know what I mean? Like we pay you the most overtime.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, things have been good. I had such a great conversation with another friend who is in the cannabis space, in the professional cannabis space. And what a space to be a part of.
Yeah.
What a time to be in it. Things are, I think, hey, listen, we're not an economy fucking thing here, but whatever. I think the economy might be feeling a little bit of some squeeze right now.
I think so. I think
pressure.
I was just talking to our friend downstairs about that a little bit earlier. We were just kind of having that conversation when you walked in.
I think it's getting a little bit tighter for some folks. There have been some moves into some assets and things that are pretty well. I mean, gold just fucking ripped over the last couple of weeks or so. And why? There's a lot of implications to some of these things that I am not smart enough to probably speak on. But I'm seeing the shifts in the economy.
Yeah.
Kind of maybe trickling down into the retail space of things because I ultimately work in a retail space. And yeah, I think people are probably spending less right now. I mean, let me tell you, people are still buying cannabis.
Oh yeah,
people are still willing to pay the rates that are out there, and honestly, things have gotten cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the taxes haven't. They've gotten more expensive.
Well, I think earlier our pre-show conversation, we were talking about who's doing good and who's doing bad, and
Yeah,
I think the thing we agree on, you and I, is that the state's doing great.
great.
The state
Yep.
is doing fantastic.
Yep. I mean, and if it's 400 and so, I just said this to you guys earlier. If it's 400 and something $1 million worth of taxation, and don't get me wrong, am I okay with some level of taxation if the representation follows? I believe that I am.
Yeah.
But this is like the worst. Call it a sin tax, call it whatever the fuck you want to. This is you're getting pounded. And the people who are actively working in the space and doing whatever are kind of getting squeezed right now too, you know? The people that own the spaces and shit, we're seeing a lot of it. A lot of it.
I mean, but there is it does seem like they're relieving some pressure as far as the consumption spaces and some of those laws. I notice more people are opening up more consumption type spaces.
Cool.
And that's cool. The new token roll cannabis is cool. I was talking to some people affiliated with that this week.
Yeah, cool.
You know,
we were looking at a sesh bus for possibly doing like a holiday party with, maybe. Give me the give me the hooks.
Let me hook you up. Once I tell you how it ties in with Mark Kanicki, you'll be thrilled.
Yeah, love that guy so much.
Speaking of that guy, you know, he's doing an interesting thing over there at the Honeycomb Hideout. He's there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Wow.
No. But check this out. It's kind of turned into like a co-working hangout spot. He's got internet. He's got high-speed internet. He's got cannabis, some industry people, some marketing people around. It's become a really interesting thing. And so if that sounds like your type of thing,
wow,
you can go to the Honeycomb Hideout in Addison, Illinois. I want to remind you of that. Shout out to Mr. CBD. Still getting it done, man. That guy.
I promise you, if you guys need some, I don't know if you know who we're speaking on. If you don't know Mr. CBD and you need some help in the mental progression side of things for your business or something, or how to do some things, that man's a bag of tricks. I fucking love that guy.
Bag of tricks. I know made content on Instagram, Maddie from HFM, who also does the urban legends and all the industry stuff. You know, she's also been over there working with the co-working situation. So like there's actual like people in the industry there too.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Puff and Prop, I think, does some stuff there
Fire.
too. Yeah. So like,
super cool.
Real deal people. Check it out.
He's just one of my favorite. I need to see that man soon.
I talked to him this morning.
Did you?
Yes, and last week.
I should call him.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Call Briggs too. I talked to him this weekend again. He asked when you were going to call.
Bro, did I have his number?
Yes.
Did you
I gave it to you.
Fuck, I'm such an asshole.
I know.
I realized today I am not good at keeping shit in line. But it feels like there is shit coming from every direction sometimes.
You just have to prioritize. You have to prioritize like what's important.
I specifically heard a guy today who said something to the effects of, you know, the things that we say, I should do that.
Yeah.
I should.
Yeah.
He said, figure out how fucking important that I should is to you and either get it the fuck done or stop talking about it.
Yep.
Because I should is a horrible, and like I was like, damn, bro, there's a lot of things I'm like, I should do this soon. I should hang out with you and I should hang out with you. Like, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
It is hard to find time sometimes, especially when you're selling your time to somebody else, especially when you're in committed relationships or, fucking you live 40 minutes away from everything. And there's plenty of life is happening. But I hope that, I hope all of us are able to get to the things we need to get to,
Hell yeah. Do what's important.
Yeah. Seeing Mr. CBD.
Yeah.
Important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great dude. I love that guy.
Dude.
He's been doing good stuff.
Good.
Shout out to him. Let's do plugs real quick and
Please,
we can get on. If you grow, you know. Having the right gear for your home garden makes all the difference. That's why you need to get on board with Crop Culture's quarterly home grower boxes.
Crop Culture releases insane value boxes every 3 months packed with premium seeds, growing equipment, and unique extras tailored for those who want to plant with a purpose.
But that's not all. Coming soon, they're launching monthly crop drops, where you can snag a pack or two of Fire Genetics along with must-have gardening accessories like AC Infinity's legendary trimming scissors.
We're talking stickers, mystery goodies, and deeply discounted bundles you won't find anywhere else. Just an easy one-time purchase with no commitment.
Their current quarterly box is an absolute steal, featuring top-shelf genetics, a pH meter or smell-proof bag, monitoring tools, fermented plant probiotics, and more.
And for our listeners, use the code Twodopedudes for $10 off any purchase of $100 or more at cropculture.net.
So whether you want the full quarterly experience or just need a regular re-up, Crop Culture's got you covered.
Level up your garden and score some gear that'll have your plants standing tall. If you grow, you know you need to check them out at cropculture.net before sold-out regret sets in. Let them help you plant with a purpose. Hey, Curious connoisseurs, are you looking to elevate your wellness routine? Take it up a notch with Mr. CBD Chicago.
That's right, dude. They've got everything you need from their brand new El Jefe line with CBD and THC sprays for a discreet and convenient dose, to their legendary Moonrock matte bottle rockets and the always satisfying Spliff Society pre-rolls.
And listen up, Two Dope Dude listeners. Use the code Twodopedudes at checkout for 10% off your entire order at MrCBDChicago.com. That's right, 10% off.
So ditch the stress and embrace the good vibes with Mr. CBD Chicago. Head over to their website today. Just remember, use the code Twodopedudes for that sweet discount. You're not going to regret it. Hey there, fellow plant enthusiasts. Tired of using chemical fertilizers that harm your soil and the environment?
We feel you. That's why we want to introduce you to Green Grow Biological.
Green Grow offers organic soil amendments packed with beneficial bacteria and mycorrhizae fungi like their popular Pride Bloom fertilizer and flower finisher.
These little powerhouses work together to improve your soil health, helping your plants grow strong and healthy naturally. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, Green Grow has something for you.
And because Green Grow is committed to sustainable practices, you can feel good about what you're putting into your home and garden.
Head over to thegreengrow.com to learn more about their amazing products and how they can help you take your gardening to the next level.
And listen up, because here's a special offer just for our listeners. Use the code Twodopedudes for 10% off your entire order at thegreengrow.com.
That's Twodopedudes for 10% off at greengrow.com. Happy planting!
You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. You're probably watching here, the @Twodopedudes YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. We appreciate all of you in the live chat. You know I do, because I tell you all the time, and we appreciate you watching. You can find us on supportdopepeople.com, along with links to our other pods and free stickers, just by providing your email and address. Eventually, I'm going to convince Dave to let me sell Peace, Love, and Cope Support Dope People bandanas on the website.
That would be fire. Oh, my God.
Stop emailing me at twodopedudespodcast@gmail.com. I don't care about your SEO.
Listen, I don't care about your SEO either, but on Thursday night, if you want to hang out and figure out what I'm into, Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube. It's a fan-fucking-tastic time.
Yeah.
We do get some people trying to solicit some SEO, but besides that, cannabis knowledge.
Yeah.
Me trying to help you take your health into your hands.
That's correct.
You deserve it. Realistically, stop pretending. Again, this is one of those, I should take care of myself. Don't fucking do it. You deserve it, man.
Yeah.
And cannabis is a genuinely effective tool, and people just overlook the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
We have access to it.
Yeah.
We keep telling you, we tell you all the time, Mr. CBD Chicago.
Yeah.
Fucking, I work at a place that sells the recreational stuff. If you, I don't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
There's access to it. Medicinally speaking, cannabinoids.
You go to markets too. I know corporate Dave can't say that, but I can say that. You can come to the markets too. I was just at the Go Cup and saw I think they had 50 vendors. Now, not all of them were green market vendors, but there was probably more cannabis there than a dispensary.
You'd be surprised. But yeah, I hear you.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, yeah, I'm into it, and
Yeah.
I hope that regardless, this is
we're all
my big
Spider-Man
thing.
right here.
Yeah. I think yeah. I think the main thing is that I hope you realize it and don't take for granted the access we have to this tool that could genuinely better your life.
Right.
If you're dealing with daily anxieties, if you can't fucking sleep well, if you say ow all the fucking time, there's probably a better chance that you're just not taking care of your health. Going to the doctor is not taking care of your health.
Right.
Please, I beg you, allow me to speak with you. I'm not a medical professional. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm just your friend, and I would love to talk to you on a Thursday night. Come
Yeah.
hang out.
Heck yeah.
Cannabis expert, though.
We a couple cannabis experts over here or something.
Spent way more than 10,000 hours doing this shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Way more. And in a professional sense now, I've probably spent 10,000-ish hours.
That's a professional amount of time.
I've spent a professional amount of time professionally cannabising.
YouTube comments from episode something 65, 66, something
Ooh,
like
nice.
that. I don't remember. I didn't put it in the title, which
Yeah,
I
it's
usually
all
do. Cole Memo, like button smash, notify me button smash, see y'all at the premiere. And he was there at the premiere.
Whole.
He had so many good things to say.
I
Also-
love that, man.
Also on his channel, actually reposted our clip of telling people to go see his premiere on the Illinois industry and how Illinois has failed. I want to see if he'll put a clip of this talking about how you should go click this link at YouTube right here
And if you're good at,
and watch this.
if you are good at editing, you can
Yeah.
like Russian doll
Yeah.
the fucking
Let's nest
conversations
it.
into each other.
Yeah, throw some
bingo,
nest
bingo,
in there.
bingo. Yeah. Brr.
Daily Homegrown, who I met this weekend, placed 4th in the procut.
Let's go.
Great to meet you, dude.
Fire.
Another great show. Missed a live yesterday, but got caught up today. Dude, I really appreciate you. It was fun to hang out with you. Somebody said they left a link. Huh. I think this is so that was that point. So
Let's go.
probably agreeing with me there.
Fire baked and awake. Let's fucking go.
Also, who has seen Venom: The Last Dance? I'll probably I will never say that I publicly pirate, but yarhar.
Pirates take what they can get.
I'm not sure. Maybe there was a cat on the keyboard. I can't make out that. And let's hear it. Oh, yes. Can you give me some recommendations?
Happy 420.
Oh, happy 420. Oh, I see it now. Happy 420. Happy 420 to you, baked and awake. Thank you, buddy. Can you give me some recommendations for some strange to grow for chronic pain?
Ooh. May I
Yeah, I think.
interject just one moment?
Sure.
Does anybody have access to a ruderalis plant that is higher and more abundant in CBD? Because I would say consider that.
Mm-hmm.
I would find a 1-to-1 and try to grow some of that as well. It won't, I mean,
I would say,
just
yeah.
if you're talking genuine chronic pain, which
Mhm.
is the idea that ouch never goes away, there's a better chance that we are living with chronic inflammation,
Mhm.
chronic spasticity,
Mhm.
chronic neuropathy, chronic headache, chronic muscle fatigue. There's something that is a tangible something that you can probably alleviate with the increasing of CBD. Or Stay tuned to the end of this episode to find out another cannabinoid that will help you directly.
Oh, yeah. So you said something that is high in
CBD.
CBD and...
A ruderalis plant
Sure.
tends to be more abundant in CBD, right?
Okay.
Autoflowers are a crossbreed of a ruderalis plant, is
Sure.
what I've heard, right?
Yeah.
So I would imagine that generally speaking, that an autoflower plant has the potential of having more CBD in it. But if you can find a direct ruderalis cut that has a higher CBD content, something like a Harlequin, Harlesue, White Harmony, something of that nature that is like more available in the scheme of things.
There's
right?
definitely sites out there. I'll message you because I don't want to. Leaving comments sometimes can make YouTube do weird things, but there's definitely some places where you can search by CBD content as well. And I think there is an answer here of NF1 and chocolate Malawi and even Durban poison. Those are good things.
I'm not against any of that, especially because I believe most of them are more abundant in beta caryophyllene, right? And the peppery stuff, that little bit of something, the reason that's beneficial is because of reduction of inflammation. It's beta caryophyllene directly binds to our CB2 receptors and helps reduce inflammation.
I think the most important thing if you're choosing a strain is to not get too involved in the hype and find one, because there's lots of hype out there as growers. There's lots of hype out there of like, oh, this is the best breeding, this is the best breeding, and that's fine if that's how you grow. But if you're growing for certain things, find one that tends to help you and then grow that, or find one that helps other people with pain similar to yours and try that. I think that's way more important than getting caught up in, should I grow this strain or should I grow that strain? I could tell you any strain that may or may not work, but until you try it, you don't know if it works for you.
And that's why I'm saying, because even people who have similar conditions to you might respond to something completely different to you. And the only reason that I'm saying try to find something more ruderalis is because there's a tangible something there. You can find something that is naturally more producing of CBD, and that will help your chronic pain. We're saying the differences between NF1, chocolate Malawi, and Durban poison, depending on who grows them, they might be more elevated in some of the things that you're looking for, but then also if somebody else grows them, they might just be way more elevated in THC, which is perfectly fine for some people, but it might not be what you're looking for. So that's it.
And shout out to everybody in the chat. Just Nick DJ, you know who that is? That's our buddy Nick from Ralph Wiley. He told me yesterday, he's like, dude, I'm just Nick DJ. And I was like, oh, if you wouldn't have told me that, I would never have known. Ralph Wiley Craft Grow.
Nick.
The homie.
I fucking love Nick. Yeah, hell yeah. Super cool.
Yeah. Kind Bud Dank Nugs. Hang out with him this weekend, Cole. Shout out him. Who else do I need to shout out? Mr. Rourke. Bless up Kev.
Fuck
Pete from Heisenturb.
Fuck yeah.
All the homies.
Oh my God, what a badass group, man.
Elkanah.
I wish I could fucking spend more time in there.
Elkanah, who I'm going to see at the Build a Soil Cup this week. Might not be a show next week. We might get to record one. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Please don't be disappointed.
Yeah, don't be disappointed. It's my fault, finally.
You want me to just...
Well, I'm not saying it was fault, but it's, it's my turn to be missing for recording.
Maybe you want me to just sing to him?
Yeah, you should definitely sing to him.
Yeah.
You should don't do like Tony Hinchcliffe did and tell bad roast jokes.
Ooh.
It would have been better if he would have said Staten Island.
Can I tell you what? If he would have been at like the fucking roast of Tom Brady, this shit would have went over really well.
Yeah. Well,
still know if
not really. No, it just because I know Tony Hinchcliffe and I know like the roast culture too. It was just he read a bunch of jokes that other people wrote. That's kind of how it is. That one got pulled because it was whatever. It wasn't even a good one. He should have said Staten Island. He was in New York. It would have gotten more applause.
Yep. Facts. Hey.
Yeah.
Facts.
Hey, so Stoughton, Wisconsin. I'm saying that with a super Chicago accent, just to piss off anybody in Wisconsin, even though I've spent so much time up there and I love you. Dozens of people said that they were sick after eating pizza from a restaurant that allegedly had THC in it. This is from Local 2 something, Local 12. Yeah, I heard about this before.
Okay.
THC is the main psychoactive ingredient in marijuana. The situation ended up leading to a full investigation from the health department. Happened at Famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton, Wisconsin. According to health officials, pizza that was served there between Monday, October 21st and Thursday, October 24th, unintentionally had THC contamination.
What the fuck is THC contamination?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear this. I already know because I saw it.
All right, go ahead.
The restaurant's Facebook group said that it underwent an investigation with the Stoughton police and local health officials and went on to say it was confirmed that pizza had been sold with dough mistakenly prepared with Delta-9 contaminated oil in Wisconsin, where cannabis is not legal. The oil, which they don't even have a medicinal market. The oil, which was used in the pizza, originally came from a shared storage space on site. What I had heard is that it was a like one of those shared kitchens that apparently other people use. The oil, which was used in the pizza, originally came... Oh, okay. Health department officials only learned of the issue after Stoughton EMS reported having to take multiple people to the hospital who had all similar symptoms. Additionally, all those people reported eating at Famous Yeti's Pizza.
So they just wanted to eat more pizza, but they couldn't because they just kept feeling worse about it. This is a fucking rough problem. I just want more pizza, but I cannot have no more. Take me to a hospital. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make light of it, but the truth is, nobody was hurt in the making of this pizza. People didn't feel so good for a few minutes. You got too intoxicated. In the same way, listen though. If somebody who had never drank alcohol before drank too much alcohol, they get real fucked up. In the same way, if you never done you
should never dose your friends, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Or fucking use the wrong contaminated oils.
Yeah, but so like what sort okay, have you ever made pizzas?
Yeah, but that's what I'm also...
No, I mean like as like a job. Did you ever work at a pizza place?
No.
Okay.
No, but I've made pizza dough in my life.
Sure,
regularly.
But like what would there's no way. What sort
no
of
fucking
oil?
way. I'm with you.
It's dough. So what? They put it in the dough? They put THC oil in the dough.
I mean, dude, we can infuse regular like cooking oils and shit, right? 100%. And you do put a little bit of oils on the fucking dough so that it rises and shit or whatever, so that when you're playing with it, it's pliable and shit.
No, that's what flour's for.
No, I understand that, but fucking when you're doing like a pizza, you want fucking like to mush the fucking thing out. Use a little bit of the oils to fucking like spread the dough out a little bit. I think do you not use fucking a little bit of oil in making dough?
That's what I'm saying. Like they would have had to put some oil in the dough.
That's what I'm saying.
In the actual mixture.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
When making
because it's an emulsifier.
Bingo.
Yeah. I used to make bread and I used to work in a pizza place.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
But
it's crazy.
I'm with you on this though.
That's very intentional.
How much very intentional.
That's what I'm saying. That's very intentional.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no mistaking that.
The second you touch that fucking oil, you would know. Smell the cannabis.
That's 100%
immediate. You wouldn't be like derpa. But
That's crazy.
Yeah, accidental contamination is a mistake. That's not true. But for those places, right? They probably make one big batch of dough that sits in a fucking mixer, and they pour all these fucking,
Yeah.
they just pour the shit into it, ingredients, whatever, and then just let it go. You would smell that shit. You would smell the fuck out.
Well, because then you gotta proof the dough as well. Like it's gotta like go in the steamer and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's so intentional. Like where else would you like you put oils in the tomato sauce? Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Nope. I just don't see the mix up, but clearly it happens. Or here's the other thing too.
Unless they're making those like fancy oils, maybe it was like a vinaigrette or vignette or whatever the hell.
I
They're
mean, you
making
could
those.
put a vegetable glycerin or a any of that shit.
No, this had to be like olive oil or something.
You could put it into olive oil. You could put it into literally any form of oil base, but you would fucking know.
Yeah, you would know.
When cannabis is introduced into these things, right? There's a separation that goes on no matter like almost ever.
Well,
it doesn't fucking matter what you do. There's a separation or a coloring of the oil.
Yeah, and yeah, 100%. I thought you were talking about when we ingest it. And I was like, well, yeah, we're talking about lipids here, and we talk about
unless it had like a full fucking distillate, like a clear in it, which is
no way.
Well, but it's a possibility. But even then,
I'm just trying to figure out
distillate would separate from the fucking oil itself.
I'm just trying to figure out where they put it in the how it just. Like I know how to make it in oil, but like where they put it in on the pizza, where it was like a mistake
in the dough.
That's
what I'm telling you.
The dough
in the dough.
Yeah.
Because if that many people had it, it was put into a batch of dough, and then they took little chunks of it constantly. And some people were like, "Wow, this is the best fucking pizza. Let's go back to fucking wherever next week." And then some of the other ones were like, "Oh, I want more pizza, but I can't."
Unfortunately, they did not know their methods of ingestion, and they did not understand proper dosing.
I just don't think.
I think they were off on
my guesstimation is nobody knew that they were consuming THC pizza. That if it was a shared kitchen, the one company is not selling THC pizza, especially if they're claiming it was an accident. They were selling normal pizza to people they thought was just fucking normal. But the whole goddamn place would have smelled like weed. You start cooking that fucking dough, it would have smelled like fucking weed. There's no way that you just fuck up for 4 days straight selling pizzas for 4 days. And we're like, oh, we don't know. We just keep sending people to the hospital.
That's crazy, dude.
Wild. What a wild experience. Poor Wisconsin.
Shout out to, there's a legalization movement going on in Wisconsin right now that I'm super happy about. And
hopefully they get that.
They got some cool podcasts going on too, and some advocacy work.
Yeah.
Hey, here's one from Marijuana Moment. Cannabis treatment reduces chronic nerve pain with minimal to no side effects, new scientific review finds.
Let's go scientific reviews.
A newly published review of research on marijuana and chronic nerve pain concludes that treatment with cannabinoids offers, quote, significant relief from chronic pain with, quote, minimal to no side effects, potentially providing patients a life-changing alternative to conventional pharmaceuticals.
Oh, I love it.
The positive effects of cannabinoids in pain management are clear, and their merit in the treatment thereof is evident, says the research published last month in the journal Curious. That's spelled weird, but that's definitely Curious. Mm-hmm. It adds that the fact that cannabinoids are natural garners its support over traditional synthetic and semi-synthetic drugs. That's what it says.
Yeah, you know what? I am just pumped that there's more coming out that is spoken on this.
They probably should have put a comma there, huh?
Yeah. The big thing is here though, especially when it comes to nerve pain and neuropathy treatments, we're talking about neuroprotectants, right? Cannabinoids have the potential of actually helping the nerves as a whole, but in the alleviation of the nerve pains and the triggers, the electrical impulses that are fucking up, small and low dosing of THC seem to be one of the most effective treatments for it,
Yep.
which is brilliant because if your symptom is nerve pain, you're able to take minimal and small doses of this thing. The long-term ramifications are very minimal.
Yeah.
And now that there's research that's backing it, it's beautiful, right? Like,
Authors considered thousands of research papers for the review, ultimately including in their analysis 5 placebo-controlled randomized control studies published between the year 2000 and 2024.
Yep.
They found that treatment with cannabinoids offered markedly more pain relief than it did placebo.
well, and that's the thing too. The power of the mind.
Yep. This follows what we started talking about in the beginning, and that we still have access to this, and how amazing it is that we have access to this, and remember that these are places. And this is the same thing. We have so much time now. It's remarkable that we have all this data and studies that are proving what we're saying is correct.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I already have the validation because of working in this space so regularly, right? And for all of us, probably everybody who's listening still right now, you're so in tune to cannabis that some of the things that we talk about, you might go, why are you talking so surface level? Or
Right.
maybe I just think it's so surface level because I'm like, don't we all know this?
Yeah.
We don't. And when I say we, I mean the collective of the mass out there.
Right.
The main consumers of cannabis, the people who are spending $1.4 billion a year in a legalized market or a decriminalized market at this point right now,
Yeah.
we are the mass of them, the main majority of them don't know a tenth of what you and I are probably talking about right now.
No.
And I'm not trying to be rude to anybody, but the consumers are, I want to call it like leafly.
Yeah, you said
leafly or-
leafly derived last episode.
Every time that I talk about it, that's the information that these people have, right? Is from the people who are trying to sell them the product at the end.
Well,
And it's,
yes, because marketing in this space is more about staying compliant with whatever state regulations, and there are people who have to keep track of multiple state regulations, what they can and cannot market, what the laws are, dealing with different account holders all the time, different reps, different people want different things at different. This is an emergency. We can't say treat in our emails, because that alludes to marketing for kids. Even though it's a Halloween, like come in and get a treat. You can't say treat in some states. You know what I mean? Like it's all just kind of crazy, and they have to deal with all of it. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And who the fuck do you listen to?
Right.
Because you're going into these spaces
and
where people are working.
Right.
And they are not as professional or as educated in the space as you or I are,
right? As
probably many of the or all of the I would imagine that every single person that is listening to us still right now in this podcast or live on YouTube,
you know, way more than 99% of consumers out there.
And it's not, the only reason I bring it up is because there's a lot of growth left in this space. All of us still have the potential to make drastic impacts in this space. Once there is better regulation that surrounds it, there's a better chance that all of us are able to impact and be in this, right? It's timing, right? And maybe some of us have bad timing right now. Things aren't progressing as fast as we need it to, but we're as educated that once the progression comes, we can sneak right back into the thing and whatever. Or there's plenty of markets around this fucking, at least in the United States, where we can exist in cannabis, right? If that's what your intentions with cannabis is to be in the market of, or is to make money from it, which I hope all of us do. I hope not all of us are just end line consumers who are
Sure.
just feeding the monster, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that it's a monster in a bad way, but as Aaron and I do, advocating for more home grow, advocating for better possession, advocating for better taxation.
Yeah.
There's just so many things that seem broken or against the consumer.
Right.
It's all stacked up for the consumer to be fugged and
Overtaxed,
oh,
overregulated,
undereducated, under fucking represented.
Right.
If you're bringing in 400 and something million fucking dollars, you can't run some more goddamn testing. You can't run some more. You can't fund more high level testing and lab fucking work. If I just get the fucking thing. I don't know.
Well-
it bugs me that we're still as slowly progressing as we are.
Government is slow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like that's that is the it's incredibly slow.
But as we see, you don't have to be
No,
slow.
you don't have to
right?
be slow.
We have a lot of friends that are existing in this space and doing
Very
they're,
well.
They're surviving at
Yeah.
least, right? And some of them are doing very well.
It's not good for the retail space for the grow spots right now. I know the spot in Napier Plainfield just closed down. I hear things about other places. Little Bean, obviously. Most people know what's going on with the bean, but you know, it's rough right now. Like we don't know what's going on. I think something in Illinois probably we'll get the in the upcoming veto session. Seems like they're gonna ban all the hemp stuff and nothing on the cannabis side. And then I believe that starts enforcement of markets and maybe even home growers. I think that's what's next because the squeeze is getting put on and they got to think of the easy things to blame it against.
Yep.
So,
and it can't be the taxation and the amount of people that are traveling over state borders.
Right.
And it's not even like everybody is aware of it. Nobody's foolish. We post our fucking out-of-state numbers, right?
Mhm.
We do. Michigan does. We know how many fucking Illinois licenses go into Michigan and buy fucking cannabis.
Mhm.
And it's an astronomical rate. It's hundreds of millions of dollars monthly.
Yeah.
Or yearly, I mean, fucking going up to Michigan.
Easily.
So, I mean, the literal tens of millions of dollars getting spent over in fucking Michigan because of the taxation rate. And if the taxes were lower here, the demand would increase. Therefore, the prices would then fucking drop,
Right.
which would then increase the demand again. You know,
We
I think
would-
we're just against the
Well, the problem is that the state only sees cannabis as taxation.
Well, yeah.
As a
Yeah.
means of revenue.
Yeah.
So there's no political will
Yep.
in the state to actually get anything done or have any compassionate
Because
anything. It's all about equity and showing where I'm at
Yep.
and showing how good we are. We've got other states that are copying what we're doing. Is that it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy, but we have to like deal with the state first before anything else changes. Cause the MSOs would love to grow dank weed, but they can only do what the state allows them to pass testing. So we get
That's the other thing
cannabis
too.
like that. I was
Yep.
talking to somebody I was showing somebody
Yep.
some of my some rosin that I had, and they said, "Oh, I would really like to. I hope that someday we can do something like this soon." And this is a person who works for one of the bigger craft companies, and I said, "Yeah, but the state has to change the laws. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do this through testing of the state. It will not pass."
depending on what you are doing and how you are doing it,
Right.
you're absolutely well, and that's the other thing too
Because the
is
state says the extracts can only be like this for this, and it has to
it's
be
like
through
5
this.
parts per million, 50 parts
Sure.
per million, or some shit.
It's a completely
Um,
different process. That's what I'm saying. It's not dangerous or illegal. I'm saying it's a different process than what is legal to do according to the CRTA
well, dude, I mean,
and the
just
dispensary, like the
in
testing guidelines.
in plain, I mean, and I can speak to it directly. There, I believe it's 5 parts per million. Is the amount of butane that you're allowed to have left in a product in Illinois testing standards.
Yeah.
Um,
This stuff didn't have any
in
butane.
Colorado, 100%.
Right.
In Colorado, I think Michigan's even greater. In Colorado, it is 500
Yeah.
parts per million. I believe in Michigan, it might even be 800 parts
Yeah.
per million. It might even be 500. But the OSHA says that you can stand in a building that
Mhm.
has 500 parts per million butane in the air,
Yep.
and you're perfectly fine to work in the fucking thing for 8 hours a day.
Yep.
We arbitrarily followed them numbers and
Mhm.
said, well, let's say that it's in 1 gram of concentrate, then you can only have 500 parts per million. And it doesn't, there's no like,
Well, I'm saying there's
the
nobody.
equatability doesn't really
Yeah, you can't
hit
do you
there,
can't do
right?
ice water hash extraction in Illinois. Like you just not fresh rosin, not like that.
You could. Well, there's people doing it.
Who?
Fucking IC. IC's making fucking bubble rosin.
Live resin, but not rosin.
They're making bubble rosin.
We'll see. That's funny because that's who I'm talking about is the guy from IC.
He's not making they literally are making bubble rosin.
Okay.
According to their packaging, whatever the fuck it is. Or maybe they're making live rosin.
Live rosin.
Oh, that's
But
what you're
not,
saying.
yeah, but that's different than like fresh frozen.
But I think, but that's it. That's what live is fresh frozen.
Right.
It's quickly, and the difference then is, are they straight nug pressing, or are they turning their shit into a live resin and then turning it in and then rosin pressing it?
Possibly.
I don't know the process, and this is why them processes and those things just it's cute and we're smoking whatever the fuck we just had, amazing,
yeah.
right? But also the shit that I had from fucking
Oh yeah,
IC,
IC is great. I
fucking
love those
amazing
guys.
too,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And what did we retain at the end? Because if we retain more terpenoids in one or more cannabinoids in the other, or we refine the one out where there's less fucking plant material or something, lipids of sorts, then maybe there's a stake or a claim to go one is better than the other one or not. But that's it. Is like if you want to make fucking hash rosin, whatever, or bubble rosin. And he might be right. Maybe you're not allowed to ice water bath this shit, but there's other people making Moroccan hashes and shit.
Yeah, no, like
bubble hashing.
The process for that, and as far as I'm aware, and if I'm wrong, tell me. Like, but as far as I'm aware, because of like how this stuff has to be tested, like as far as for chemicals and whatnot, and for
I mean,
because like.
Bubble rosin would come back with nothing on it, right? Except for unless they're saying that washing the plant in a ice water bath somehow causes it to fail. But what would it fail would be the mold fucking testing, which I couldn't imagine.
I'm not sure. I'm just I think it's in terms of like because for flower, because of we talk about curing and how the companies can't cure like the home growers cure, and we can't have the freshness.
They can, but they don't because it's not. It doesn't make well. And there are people that are hang drying cannabis.
Right.
The shit that's costing you $60 an eighth, somebody's putting a little extra love into that. It has to be hang dried. It has to be taken through the process. But what is happening, instead of going into a little,
Yeah.
a fucking what do you call it? Refrigerator,
Right.
whatever,
A freeze dryer.
a freeze dryer. Thank
Yeah.
you for
Same
giving me
thing.
the words.
Same thing.
Essentially, all they're doing is taking it into a room
Yeah.
that has a isolated
Well, yeah.
HVAC system and then
Sure.
adjusting the HVAC levels and whatever. But that's what we do in home grow as well, right? We send it through the cycles of
Same thing.
different.
This went to a freeze dryer,
100%.
and then it got pressed, and then that's
100%.
live, fresh frozen live rosin.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the stuff I see from them is more like resin, so I think it is just done differently and then has to be
Because
tested.
I know they both make live resins and live rosins, but I'm almost confident. I want to say that somebody does a bubble rosin in the state, and if I'm wrong, it might be Rev. If I'm wrong, fucking blame me on it, whatever. But at this point, there are testing guidelines, butane levels, hydrocarbons at all, pesticide levels, all of these things that, like, in some instances we're okay, right? Where it's not going to harm us.
Right.
If you get it off the plant at the right time, if you wash it at the right times, if you
Yeah.
do whatever you got to do, you killed it before it ever got to the flower cycle or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not a grower, so I don't know. But, I'm just saying, hopefully everybody has access to cannabis is really,
Yeah, absolutely.
and to produce, manufacture, whatever the fuck, because this
Yeah.
thing is not scary.
No, it's not.
No, it's really good for you.
Speaking of not scary, I'm not going to have any music, and I'm probably never going to make like an intro screen for this. But hey, know your cannabinoids with Dave. Do.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm sure you can make a song if you really wanted to. THCA, tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. It's the big scary one that everybody's,
Scary, not scary, confused about,
Yeah,
unsure.
sure.
Why do we, so is it different than THC? What's different between Delta 9? Do we have right? The confusion is, and again, most of you who are listening right now probably understand the nuances of this.
Right.
But
I still hear people call all Delta 8 stuff garbage and dangerous.
And that's the other thing too. And let's save that for next week.
Okay.
But synthesized cannabinoids makes it sound like we fucking took some baking soda and some fucking other shit and we put it into a fucking thing and microwaved it, and all of a sudden Delta 8 came out of it.
No.
Not correct, okay?
No.
It still comes from the fucking plant. We're all okay, all right? Nobody's going to get hurt from the stuff. Nasty methods of extraction, yes, disgusting. But tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, THCA, the precursor, the thing that leads into being THC, right? The reason we need to combust cannabis, the flower plant,
regular weed that you got from your boy back in the day, the stuff your dad grew in the backyard, the stuff you got at the market, or the stuff that you got at the recreational
at this point.
consumption, or the stuff you got at the gas station. All 5 of these things, guess what?
THCA, it's a occurring compound on all cannabis, hemp. It doesn't matter. The Cannabis
CBD.
family produces CBD, produces cannabinoids, okay? Tetrahydrocannabinolic acid is the precursor to THC. And
so instead of telling us THC is the bad one, they're telling us THCA is the bad one now?
what they're trying to do is, so words are laws. Laws are
Yes.
just different interpretations of words. And when we can confuse people with words it makes it easier for us to interject a law,
Yes.
which would then, as we are talked about through this whole entire episode,
Yes.
allow us to then tax you at a greater rate.
Yes.
If you're confused by these things, if you don't really know, then we can let our buddies have the fucking edge in the market and not the other people. As we've seen what GTI do recently, supposedly if you have enough fucking money and enough lobbyists, you can just backdoor the fuck out of something the last hour and pay for whatever the fuck you want, right? So people like that probably are paying somebody to then eventually curtail these fucking laws so that it benefits them more, right?
Even though GTI and Nature's Grace are currently, well, probably not currently because Craptober, but grow THCA outside.
Well, but that's my whole point is
I know.
that there's no THCA is just it's just cannabis.
Right.
I don't give a flying fuck. Call it hemp, call it whatever. People who grow hemp, grow cannabis under a different set of rules and laws.
Yep.
People who grow hemp grow cannabis under a different set of rules and laws. Do you understand that this is an interjectable plant? There is a fucking hemp plant that genuinely does not produce flower in the same way
Right.
that fucking cannabis plants do, though. Okay, it tends to be a fuck ton more stringy and fibrous of a thing, and when we grow this thing for stringy, fibrous and hemp seed production and whatever, we are not growing it to flower and bud the
Right.
same way that fucking other people are. So depending on how you handle this thing or whatever you do is on you. The plant that we all recognize as hemp or cannabis or whatever produces cannabinoids. And the two main ones are CBDA and THCA. With the greatest abundance that we see in anything else, it's CBG, I think, also.
Yeah.
We see these cannabinoids appear on all of them.
Yep.
On fucking all of them.
Yep.
Only once that plant has been touched and altered, whether it is by extraction, whether it is by altering a heat or a temperature or
Yep.
something, that is only once we will see what is this THC. The thing that caused the
There is no THC without THCA. Period.
no, it doesn't. Well,
It does-
yeah, it can't.
It can't exist. It can't exist. So the point being, don't get fooled by the word THCA into thinking that is something bad or wrong or different. Because,
No, actually, I'm going to tell you right now how it's fucking great for you.
right.
Because it has as much place in a medical setting or for people who are trying to use this to benefit themselves in a medical standpoint, whether that is psychologically, physically, it doesn't fucking matter. THCA also has a place. It's anti-inflammatory at arguably the same rate as CBD.
Mm-hmm.
We should be, if CBD isn't working, if CBG, like we were talking about last week, isn't working, if CBC doesn't seem to be working, but before that, actually, if CBD isn't working, I recommend go to THCA next.
Yeah.
Because one, it's far more available at a lower cost point, but THCA is as anti-inflammatory as the others, but also very anti-anxious, very good for neuroprotectants, very good for anticonvulsant and seizure properties. Like when your epileptic child isn't responding fully to CBD, that doesn't mean that all things are off the board, right? There's a chance that THCA does as much, if not more, for what your child needs. We don't know what is happening, and we don't know once these cannabinoids are in the system, we know what systems they're playing on. When your child is having a seizure, we know what the seizure
Right.
is. We don't know the specific space sometimes where those triggers are happening, and we don't know at that time which one of these cannabinoids may be more beneficial. So I beg you, try all of them, right? Until there is a more direct science, like we were talking about, until they spend $420 million on research and not fucking whatever the fuck it's going towards, there's a better chance that you can do enough research to benefit yourself. And it's just trying some different things. Again, because we are also worried about THC, its benefit in pain relief, its benefit in anti-anxiety reliefs, its benefit in cancer. THC has a fucking multitude of capabilities, right? We don't even look at what the fuck THCA is capable of. And I wish that it was more regularly put into edibles.
Yeah.
You know, your thecos, your RSOs, if you will, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because THCA has a very big space or a big spot in the medical world, I think. But yeah, THCA, please.
Do we know any products on the market currently, on the legal market, that have
every piece of flower?
Every piece of flower.
Every piece of flower. And then the way that you would go about extracting that is the same way you would go about extracting it for THC, but without the heating process. Or keep it under the rate at which
So cold start dabs, probably of some very good quality dabs. You could cold start those and get those before it starts. You're going to get some of that THCA.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that, but also as an inhalant,
Sure,
you may never get
enough
THCA because the way that we are inhaling things at this point has a heated element to it, whether it is combustion through a lighter or whether it is vaporization through a heating coil. Everything uses heat for us to inhale it. So until we are able to suspend cannabinoids in a inhaler, legit, I would tell you THCA as an inhalant is almost, I don't want to say it's impossible, because I think you could probably just dry puff the fuck out of a joint and get some THCA benefit, but I don't know that it would be as great as you actually eating a CBD edible, eating a THCA edible, using a fecal oil that had THCA or CBD. There's just a better chance of those being immediately more beneficial. And it's the only reason you would use inhalation for THCA is immediate gratification. And I think that you can almost tick those boxes off with the ability to inhale THC, CBD, CBC, CBG, CBN. There's plenty of other cannabinoids that would tick the box of THCA as an inhalant.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry.
No.
I'll get real dork on this.
That's the question that I asked.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't have anything to add. That's why I said, okay.
I just want excess cannabinoids to be way more available. And there are some people that are there. I think they've been watching my show over on Thursday nights. They've been listening to us here. They've been fucking hearing us say excess cannabinoids. Have it more available.
Yeah.
And just let the fucking consumer figure it out from there, right? Let me guide them.
Yeah.
But yeah, let the consumer figure it out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Fuck no. I just happy. Thanks for letting me talk about cannabis this much. Thank you all for listening to me talk about cannabis this much. Enjoy the rest of your, what day did these come out? Tuesday?
This comes out Wednesday.
Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Thanks for participating in the chat down below. If you are still listening and you haven't participated in the chat, it's because we're not live streaming it anymore, the premiering it. So just go down in the comment section and ask us what you'd like to know about cannabis.
Yeah. We love you all. Smoke weed every day.
Thanks. Love you. Bye.
Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.